flies, right? Time flies when we are having great fun, but time also flies when we have a lot of work to do and we take up challenges. 6 months back, I was taking up this role as Sergeant at Arms. I was wondering how I am going to come up on stage week after week and twist the whole opening or session and make it interesting. And today is the last session of the term. And I'm excited, very happy to tell you that I took up this challenge, I took up this role, and I learned a lot. And I'm sure that everyone in the term, everyone in the ExCom team have done their work with commitment and have learned during these 6 months. So can we have a big round of applause for everyone? Now, to make our meeting exciting and without any disturbance, may I request everyone to please take out their phones from their pockets or wherever they are. And please put it on silent. Give me a thumbs up once you're done. Thank you so much. Next, I would request you to please avoid moving around the room and keep sitting to your seat, glued to your seats. But if you have to move or if you have to enter or exit the door, then please do so when you hear the sweet sound of an applause. Thank you. And lastly, please avoid talking on gender, religion, and politics, so we do not want to hurt anyone's feelings. So are we all set?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's move forward. And for that, I would like to invite someone for the last time.
There goes.
Please. Now, when 6 months back, or in these 6 months, I have really tried to change his seating. But he walks in and comes straight to the right side of the room and sits there. You know what? Boss is always there. He's so full of energy that it is difficult to figure out what is the secret ingredient. And I must tell you that boost is not the secret of his energy. Well, the secret could be parvata and kadla curry. And you would also find him humming this song most of the time. Aaj main niche, aaj main upar, आसमान नीचे, आज मैं आगे, ज़माना है पीछे. Now, let me tell you not to take the lyrics word by word, because he is a very warm, friendly person who is ready to help all the time. So he's not someone who would like to just go ahead alone, but he takes the zamana with him. Yeah? So he takes everyone along with him. So ladies and gentlemen, let me invite for you the sweetest, the charming, the one and only President of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Sheeb, Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrit, not only for this time, I think all the past 25 weeks, Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause for Good evening, one and all. How are you all?
Very good.
How's the Josh?
Hi.
Yes, welcome to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. It is one of the largest and the oldest club in the country. So welcome to meeting number 1483. I declare the meeting number 1483 open. Before we begin the meeting, I request our secretary, again one last time, Toastmaster Mahesh Lokesh to come here and give a few glimpses from the past meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
Meeting number 1482 was held on June 20th. The theme of the meeting was, "You're the author of your story." The word of the day was transcend. The best speaker was won by Toastmaster Anand. The best evaluator was won by Toastmaster Priyanka. And the best role taker was shared among two Toastmasters, Toastmaster Vaidenathan and Toastmaster Ratan Shetty. The best auxiliary role taker was Toastmaster Chaitra Chandrapillai. And the best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Janu. For more details, please tune in to Bangalore Toastmasters YouTube channel.
Thank you, Mahesh. Are there any changes in the minutes of the meeting? If not, minutes of the meeting number 1482 stand fast. I once again welcome each one of you. I request the guests who came here for the first time, can you please rise from your seat? First time. So I think that means that we have so many guests, that means we have so many people coming back to back. I think it's such a nice feeling that we can speak in front of you. And I hope that the next 2 hours of our meeting will be beneficial at the same time getting you. Thank you so much, and you can have this. I have one question. Can anyone tell me what kind of business Flipkart is in?
E-commerce.
E-commerce. And what about Uber?
Aggregator. Car aggregator. Shared.
Transportation, you can say mobility, right? What about Toastmasters? What business are we in? Making leaders? Yes. Any other answer? Communication, yes. Influencing who? Influence, definitely. Right answer? I think there is only one answer. Maybe one person knows the answer, but I'm not going to ask much. Maybe Shashank, you can tell.
Business of transformation.
Yes, I think Toastmasters, we are the business of transformation, right? Transforming people. That's what we do. Not we, Toastmasters do. So, when you were growing up, have you ever come across people around you comment by seeing your talents and they predict your future like, she is very good in numbers, she may become a chartered accountant. You draw very well, you should become an architect. He speaks so well, so unfriendly, he might go into sales, right? The society keep on telling us this narrative that you should talk well, you should impress others, and you must win at all cost. We start believing that the success mantra is something like you have to showcase your expertise in front of others, and you have to be always right, and at the same time, you have to win arguments, even if at the cost of somebody else, right? But I actually was someone like that, but I forgot that when we do that, we might win the battle. But we lose the war. When I joined as a sales professional in a company called Virgin Paints, I was handling distributors. So you just came out of business school and you want to show how much of you know about business, but you don't know actually. But you don't know that also that you don't know. So you just go and parade your smartness, at the same time, every time you don't realize that people don't want to sit beside a person who thinks that he knows it all, right? But I was so lucky that I had a mentor or a boss, he told me once that your job is to get accounts, to keep getting orders. For that, you should always remember, when you get into the office of a distributor, you must remember why you are going there, or rather why you start. When you do that, you don't drift away, you don't get into the trap of becoming over smart. So that is one lesson I think I was so lucky to imbibe. And this happens not only in business, it can happen in marriage also, or in love also. We love somebody for some reason. And after some time when you get married, we grow expectations, and maybe the rhythm of the relationship can change, But obviously there could be, kind of arguments. It happens in human life, because at the end of the day, we are not thinking people with emotional ability. We are primarily emotional people with thinking ability, right? So arguments can happen, but at the same time, we know that while we started the journey together, it actually keeps us on track. It does not allow to drift away. When you don't allow yourself to drift away, you have a chance to transform. And when you transform, you become wise. You speak with a purpose, and you listen. You can lead with the heart. And there is a person who's going to come here next. I'm just borrowing his quote. He once said, yes, when you speak, you speak. And when you listen, you listen. So to take us, remember why you started, we have a person who, in my opinion, is the F1 key of Bangalore Toastmasters Club. F1 key. Your go-to person for help. Yeah. He's always there to guide, support, and lift others up. Why? Because he's always on the top. It's easy for him to lift others up. He's not only a powerhouse behind the scenes, at the same time, he's a flag bearer of our marquee speechcraft program. I think speechcrafters, what is his favorite language? Body language. He has 15,000 hours of training experience behind him. And till recently he was a national treasure, but we lost that. He's now spread his wings across the country. He's international trainer right now. And he often visits Thailand. Of course for work. He can sell needles to a porcupine or a glass of water to a drowning man. Such is his charm, wit, and persuasive power. So you can start clapping. Yes. Welcome, the Toastmaster of the day, the mentor, the motivator, and the magnetic speaker, distinguished Toastmaster, Vijay, Anand.
So thank you, Mr. President, for those kind words of introduction. Classical Chinese proverb, it's not Wilton. It says it's easy to open the shop, but difficult to ensure the shop remains open. Our fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, what I'm referring to, alluding by this saying, is that we start things in life with a lot of fanfare, a lot of interest, a lot of josh, but somewhere down the line, things fizzle out, we lose interest. Let me share the story of Kushi, this young lady who wanted to pursue, be a fashion designer. She wanted to get a NIFT. You heard of NIFT? It's very prestigious, right? Somehow she couldn't crack it, she couldn't get the NIFT. Another young man, Akash, who wanted to be a pilot, fly a commercial jet. Somehow he could never get that course, very expensive, and he couldn't make it. Another young man, Lucky, he wanted to be a professional singer, but he could never make it beyond the bathroom. Bathroom singing. Now these three people, they started off with fanfare like a lot of us do, but somewhere down the line, they lost their mojo, if I may use that word. They lost that inner drive, that fire in the belly was missing. Now, what does Kushi mean? Anyone? Meaning of Kushi, if you translate in English? Happiness. Kushi was sad. Because she couldn't become a fashion designer. Akash, who wanted to fly a plane 30,000 feet above mean sea level, is now living on the ground floor in his father's flat, like almost grounded. And lucky, he was unlucky in all those auditions that he went for. Why did this happen? Maybe because in hindsight, these three people I cited, they forgot to ask the all-important crucial question, why we started. But friends, these people asked the question. Kushi, Akash and Lucky asked the question why we started. Kushi reminded herself why I want to join LIFT, to design wonderful clothes to people who love to buy and make them feel good. Akash, like you know in our country, everyone wants to fly now, low-cost airlines. He wanted to help people fly across the country, maybe later across countries and across continents. And our friend Lucky, they say music, it really reignites your soul. He wanted to enjoy music. Now, let's keep these people aside. I want to come to all my lovely friends in the house. There could be Kushis in this house, some Akashas, some Luckys. You started something. Have you thrown the towel? Have you quit midway? My earnest appeal to you, don't do that. You want to find your mojo back? Ask this all-important question. Why did you start? Some of us could enroll into a gym. We pay those annual fees, we get some discount. Very tempting, enticing, right? And after 1 month, you're not there. Maybe someone wanted to pursue a course, some higher education, certification. We pay up lovely discounts. You dummy, that dummy, this dummy, right? We become dummies in the end. Don't pursue the course. Someone is aiming for financial freedom. You can ask one of the gurus in the house over here. We have Asha and Ganesh. Will vouch for it. Financial freedom. Poor my friend up there. Well on the journey. But other lesser models like me, no way. We give up. So whatever it is like, friends, my appeal to you. You start off with a lot of fanfare. You lose your mojo. Ask that one question. Why did you start? Why is it relevant to you? How will my life change? Why does it matter? And when you ask that question, magic happens in your life. Now, talking about why we started, there was a gentleman in the US. He wanted to help people just improve their communication skills. He started a club in the year 1905. A lot of challenges. He wanted to make this club a little more structured, where it was also registered. Didn't happen. 1910, 1915, 1920, 1924, 19 years after he started the first informal club, he registered the first Toastmasters Club, 1924. 19 years. Will you and I wait for 19 days? Something goes wrong. He asked himself this question, why did I start this club? To help people improve their communication skills, and in particular, public speaking. Now you want to take the next step further. It was just in the US, he wanted to give an international global status, or status like American pronounced. 8 years later, 1932, Toastmasters International was incorporated. Why do that? Because he wanted Toastmasters to go outside of Uncle Sam's country, outside of US. Okay. Ladies, don't get angry with me. Until 1973, only men could join Toastmasters. Don't curse me. It was a gentleman's idea and his team. The only men come. But then he asked, why did I start? I wanted people to improve their communication skills. And all along, the gentleman thought, he's right, not thought. ladies, you're born speakers. Right, Priyanka? Gifted speakers. You speak very well. You don't need Toastmasters. Toastmasters need you. That's why you open the doors for Toastmasters. And one more thing, you ladies, not only you speak well, when the other person speaks, you all evaluate very well. These two skills come naturally. Shweta? That's when the gentleman thought, no, we have to invite ladies, 1973. The doors open for ladies to come sooner. And you ladies thinking, how can we become Toastmasters? See, whenever you ladies speak, the other person is listening. So this gentleman, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, who started Toastmasters in 1905, he thought perhaps we could help ladies improve their listening skills. Because you speak so well, you evaluate so well, assess so well. That's why. See why he started. help ladies also improve listening skills. And we men, we benefit from your speaking skills and your evaluation skills, Priyanka. Now, not only that, he didn't stop there. The movement became so big. Now we have almost 150 countries. Started off one city, one country, 150 countries across the globe. We have 270,000 members currently as Toastmasters. And in the last 100 years, 1924, last year become 100 years, any guesses, not the members, how many members have joined Toastmasters, benefited? Yes, not members. Let me assure you, our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not introduced any taxes for wrong answers. See if you can guess. Because today you go back 12 o'clock, Mitro, you heard that. You suddenly guess what is tax. Don't worry, guess, you can just go for it. Okay, members, no response to the guess. Any idea? In last 100 years, Vishal? Bryan? What? Huh? Old?
Over 3 lakh.
H-O-L-E?
Over 3 lakh.
Over 3.
1,400.
Brian, I think you missed out your evening tea, Brian. Okay, 100 years, the last 100 years, 8 million people have benefited joining Toastmasters. So this gentleman always kept asking himself why I started to help improve their public speaking, communication, leadership skills. So when I want to plant the seed, especially all the guests who come here, you are thinking, what is Toastmasters? You know, right? Releasing a toast, generally there's wine in the glass. Huh? These guys, they say Toastmaster. They meet on Fridays. They call it a club. What are these guys up to? Yes, don't harbor any such thoughts. We come here in the right spirits, not with any spirits. That's the beauty of Toastmasters. Now, yes, as we coming for the first time, these two young ladies stood up. Anyone else coming for the first time as guests? Yeah, few more hands joined us. Okay, thank you for 7, 8 of you all. Your benefit. The other guests, of course, members know. You're wondering what happens in a Toastmasters meeting? What's so special? People take time on Friday and come here. 3 things. We have 3 parts in the meeting. Prepared speeches. When you join a club, you select a pathway, and every part has so many projects, so many levels. So based on that, there are manuals, guidelines. So members come prepared and speak. The speaker is prepared to speak. Prepared speeches. Second session, impromptu speaking, speaking off the cuff, top of the hat, thinking on your feet, called table topics in Toastmasters parlance. Speakers are not prepared. Only the table topic master is prepared. That's the beauty of it. Immense help. It will help you in any walk of life if you can do that. And the third session, no one is prepared. Evaluator, he or she comes here, they are not prepared. We as audience, we prepare ourselves to listen and improve. That's the beauty of Toastmasters. That's what we learn in the third bit. What we did well and where we can improve. Talking about evaluation, in Toastmasters language parlance, the person who leads this is called the GE. Not general literate, please. General Evaluator. And now this gentleman, I will be introducing him at the third part of the meeting when he leads this session. But this gentleman is going to be helped, assisted ably by 3 warriors. I call them warriors. Such an important role, but not given its due importance. The first role I was going to help the G. This gentleman, he had to plan a meeting. He sent out a meeting invite link. I don't know whether it's MS Teams or Zoom or Google, some other platform. The meeting was supposed to be at 11 a.m. IST. This man made a small mistake. While sending the invite, he sent 11 p.m. Small difference, a.m. p.m. At 10:45 a.m., this gentleman starts searching for the link for the meeting. Obviously, he can't find it. Don't worry, this time he's got his act together, he's come on time, and that's why he's the time of the prayer. Toastmaster Imtiaz, could you please come on stage and select the game.
Hello my dear Toastmasters and fellow guests. I will be taking timer role today, and I will be watching the speakers' timing and even the evaluators, even the table topic timing. So for prepared speeches, it is of 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5th minute, I will be showing up this green card. And at the 6th minute, I will be showing this yellow card. At the 7th minute, I will be showing the red card. Once I show this red card, the preferred speakers have to wrap up their meeting within 30 seconds. If they fail to do so, I have the authority to disqualify them. Regarding the table topic session, for table topic it is of 1 to 2 minutes, so 1 to 1.5 minutes. At first minute I will be showing up the green card, and at 1 minute 15 seconds I will be showing the yellow card, and 1 minute 30 seconds I will be showing the red card. So the grace period of 15 seconds I am not going to repeat the disqualification. So for the evaluation it is of 2 to 3 minutes. At second minute I will be showing up the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds I will be showing the yellow card. At 2.5 minutes I will be showing, 3 minutes I will be showing the red card. And the evaluator has to wrap up his speech with the grace period of 30 seconds. I hope everyone will be on time. Thank you. I will be submitting the report at the end of once the general evaluator calls upon me. Thank you.
Yes, coming for the first time, don't get scared, he's a very friendly person. Because I introduced him this way, he's a little bit angry. Moving on, second warrior, who's going to help our G and all of us in this meeting. I asked this young lady, what was that aha moment in your life? She said during her school days, she used to play volleyball. She represented her school, and her school came second place in the National Kendriya Vidyalaya tournament. That was an aha moment. I mean, it's befitting and appropriate that this lady is the aha counter for today. Please welcoming Toastmaster Shweta as the aha counter. Round of applause, please.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm the R counter, and think of me as a speech detective, wherein I'm going to keep track of all the filler words like pause, all the pauses, repeated words, all those. At the end of the meeting, I'm going to show a quick report of all these filler words used in the meeting. Until then, I'm all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. We have another warrior to help us learn, improve and grow. This gentleman, he told me that in the 6th standard, 6th class, he was the favorite of his history teacher. Not because he remembered history well. The reason is, while answering his history paper, question paper, this gentleman has a unique, uncanny gift of changing the gender salutation of the historians. Just sample this. Akbar, she came, she saw, she conquered. Rani of Jhansi, he was a very brave warrior. Now, members, don't worry. As we know, the red report is anonymous. So he will just say one speaker said, another speaker said. So don't worry, he will not embarrass us. Just talking, please put your hands together, welcome the red Toastmaster Vivek.
Hi everyone. As grammarian today, I will be paying close attention to the speeches of all the speakers and would make a note of good uses and not so good uses while giving their speeches. As part of my role, I would like to introduce word of the day, which is pinnacle, and it means peak or most successful part. As an example uses of this word, for many cricketers in India, playing in the World Cup is the pinnacle of success. I would encourage all the speakers to make use of the word of the day. At the end, I would be sharing my report with all of you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Very interesting thought, Puneeth, that many players who represent India just playing in the World Cup is the pinnacle. I thought you would say winning the cup. But never mind. Moving on. 3 sessions. Yes, I make myself vulnerable. Members don't speak out of turn. I mentioned a meeting has 3 parts. Which is the first one? Yes, are not speaking, members only are listening. Okay, prepared speeches. The first speech, we have two speeches today. The first one, the pathway. Like I mentioned earlier, we join the club, we get so many manuals and have so many levels. So this speaker is attempting the pathway persuasive influence. It's a level 1, project 3 speech, and it revolves on introduction to vocal variety and using body language. So the customary practice, yes, before we call the speaker, we ask the evaluator, request him or her to read out the project guidelines. When I ask this evaluator what evaluation means to you, sample his response. It's a kick on the bottom. Just the right way. But it propels you forward rather than leaving you writhing in pain. Now don't take it by saying kick means not literally, I mean metaphorically. He's a wonderful gentleman. May I request Vishal, Toastmaster, please read the guidance of the first project of the first week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. When I ask the speaker what makes them happy, lovely answer. When he sees people around him happy, he's happy. This gentleman doesn't have to butter anyone, because people are happy when he's there, he's happy when they're there. Talking about butter, his favorite food, butter chicken. And I asked him, what are you passionate about? Taking that butter chicken one step forward. He loves cooking good food. Shreya, when you upload this, please delete this part. Because my wife keeps saying, I can't even cook food. And this young gentleman cooks good food. I asked him, what is the speech about? Before I reveal that, is anyone in the house who doesn't like going on memorable journeys? Raise your hand. Not a soul. Absolutely right. I guess was right. How many you? I didn't see it. Okay. This gentleman, his speech is about a memorable journey that he undertook. And the title of the speech, Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn. Now, it's a right turn for the speaker to come on stage. Let's invite Toastmaster Nitesh Kumar for the first speech.
Vacations, we all love it, right? And if I ask any one of you, you will have at least one memory of such vacations which was fun-filled, adventurous. I do have one story for you, but for all the wrong reasons. This vacation is memorable for me for all the wrong decisions, wrong turns, and near miss that happened. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Let's go back to 2018. I was doing my MBA from IIM Trichy. Trichy, which is in Tamil Nadu, and it's known for its very hot weather. Now, on top of that, there was something called academic rigor. Classes, quizzes, assignments, interns, midterms, placement activities, guest lectures, everything was crammed into 3 months. But it felt like a pressure cooker I was about to explode, but there was a hope. The term was ending and we had a 3 days break. So me and 6 of my friends decided to take a road trip to a hill station called Yerkot. Now Yerkot is 170 kilometers away from our college, and we decided to go by road, so we rented a Innova without a driver. Why without a driver? Because we had our friend Mahesh, who was an expert driver. At least he used to tell us. Now Mahesh is a short, lean, but very confident guy. So we started the preparation, we looked at the map and we saw the route. There was one surprise that we got. That route has so many hairpin bends. Now hairpin bend is very sharp U-turns on the hills, and it can be deadly for inexperienced drivers. We looked at Mahesh, Mahesh looked at us. He seemed very confident, but we were not. So we took another look. Google Map came to the rescue, it showed us another route, which was a little bit longer, 30 kilometers longer, but it was pretty simple. So we took that route and we thought we are geniuses, but apparently we were not. That was the mistake number one. So we started the trip. Mahesh was on the wheel and he was driving. After certain hours, we stopped for a tea break and we reshuffled after that. I went back to the last seat of the Innova and Mahesh went back to the navigation seat, and our other friend who was a backup driver, Alok, took the wheel. We were cruising on the highway. Slowly we were going, I was watching something on mobile and suddenly I felt a jolt. I quickly shifted left and right on that Innova. Then I got to know that apparently there was a vehicle coming from the opposite direction and it was about to hit us. Alok did not see it, but thankfully he did see at the right moment and his quick reflexes saved us. That was the first near-death experience of that journey. Nevertheless, after that, Alok got back to the seat again and Mahesh took the driving. We kept on driving and we realized that we are nowhere after a few hours. We have crossed only 150 kilometers and there was still 50 kilometers to go and it was 11 PM at night. So we were frustrated, we were hungry, and Google Map came to the rescue again. It showed us another shortcut. What shortcut? All we had to do was take another left on the highway. So like a bunch of fools, we took it again. We reached that spot and we took got off the highway. As soon as we got off the highway, we stopped the vehicle. The road did not seem in good condition. So we sent two of our best friends, best buddies, to check the road, Alok and Manda. Now let me tell you about these two guys. These two guys are the kind of guys we should not trust on something very important. They never take life seriously. They went ahead, inspected the road, came back to us and said, "Hey, road to sahi lag raha hai, chal sakte hain." In English, road is pretty good, we can go. So we trusted them and we started the journey. In few minutes we realized that this road is completely trashed. It has not seen civilization in years. It was in a jungle. On one side there is a hill and the other side there is a downhill straight to death. And the road was single lane, so there was no point of reversing the vehicle as well. We had to keep moving. We kept on moving and we had certain guests on the way. We saw some wild bulls on the road. Now these bulls were on the size of Innova car and they could have killed us easily. But thankfully they were quietly grazing and they left us alone. We passed them and after a few minutes we thought, okay, it's over, the worst is over, but something hit the vehicle and the vehicle stopped. Now the problem was, the vehicle was on an inclined path and when the engine stopped, it started going backwards. We got a mini heart attack. We thought we are going to die. I almost had a flashback that tomorrow's newspaper headline will be MBA students found dead on the way to airport. Mahesh kept pressing the brakes, but the car was not stopping, it was speeding backwards only. But somehow, due to his expert driving skills, he got the vehicle in control. Then he started slowly going up, and within a minute, we got connected to the main route of airport. We thought, okay, all our problems are over, now the hotel is coming, we'll take a break, we'll enjoy. But God has something else planned for us. At 2 AM, we were wet, we were hungry, it was raining, and we were completely frustrated. We reached the hotel, we went to the receptionist, showed the OYO room's booking confirmation. He looked at the mobile, looked at us and said, "Sir, we don't take booking for OYO rooms." That was the final surprise of that trip. Thankfully, after that we got another hotel in a few hours and we stayed there, enjoyed the trip for 2 days and somehow came back alive to college in one piece. Today when I sit back and I still remember those days, I kind of wonder how I got out of that situation alive after so many near-miss incidents and so many wrong decisions. But on the positive side, that trip taught me two things. Never take Google Map, never trust Google Map blindly. And the most important part, never trust your irresponsible friend for something
which is important. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitesh. You said the first mistake was a wrong turn, right? If you ask me, my friend, I think the first mistake is not taking a driver. And second, you said OYO rooms, right? I've experienced this many times. We book on OYO rooms online. We book OYO. When we go and see, we say Ayo. Well, the first speech was all about memorable journey. The second speech is about some memorable moments, little kids and the antics. But before that, I like to, but the second speech is about engaging humor. They say humor is serious business. You can bore an audience to death, you can make them cry, get them emotional, but tickling their funny bone is extremely challenging. That's what the next speech will attempt. It's a level 1, project 4 speech. And it's about evaluation and feedback, the first speech. This evaluator, when I asked him, what does evaluation mean to you? He said, it's the evaluator's responsibility to ensure that the speaker follows the guidelines which are mentioned in the Toastmasters National Manual, and if they haven't followed for some reason, ever so gently help them adhere to the guidelines. May I request Toastmaster Robinson to please do the guidelines of the second speech. Round of applause, please.
I think Mr. Imtiaz, you are not taking all the time. Mr. Vijayan mentioned the history of Toastmasters, but it has one memorable event which by mistake we may have omitted or may not have forgotten. Ladies were allowed in the year 1973 in Toastmasters. But before that, one lady very boldly joined Toastmasters without mentioning that she was a woman and giving the name of a man. Nobody realized it until it came to light later on. And that is one of the reasons how ladies came into Toastmasters. Rest, I fully agree with you. Comments to you. Now coming to the second speech, engaging humor pathway, level 1, project 4. This is the fourth speech of the speaker in this club. His earlier speech was evaluated by Toastmaster Alok Simha on vocal variety and body language. Now, while presenting this speech, he has to adapt all those feedback given by Mr. Alok Simha and present the speech. The purpose is to practice applying the feedback given by Alok Simha and also serve as a speech evaluator. And time is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Mr. Robinson's voice was absolutely alright until he whispered in my ear about that lady sneaking to Toastmasters. Then he started joking. We understand. Now, in this room, is there any unlucky person who has never faced a problem? Please raise your hand. Yes, Sonal, you'll be right. I'm saying unlucky. Because God has given so much trouble because all those problems. The next speaker is going to come on stage. This gentleman, he gets massive thrills solving problems. Hats off, what an attitude. And because of this attitude, people had had no problem making food for him. His favorite food? Curd rice pickle. No problems at home. I asked him, what are you passionate about? You know what his reply was, Vivek? I'll tell you when I figure it out. By being an amazing problem solver, I know he'll figure it out soon. Like I told you, this speech is about the little kid Raghu and his antics. All the, what we say, colloquial nakaras, all his misbehavior, tantrums. I'm sure everyone in the house, if not your own kids, niece, nephew, maybe cousin, or back in your childhood days, you've experienced kids, right? With all kinds of tantrums. We're going to relive those moments thanks to this speaker. And this speech title, aptly named Raghu, where are you, Maghu? Maghu means in Kannada, little kid. Raghu, where are you, Maghu? Let's welcome the Toastmaster Veeresh for the second speech. Put your hands together, please.
Have you ever felt smart until your office or workplace made you fall apart? Yes. There once lived a boy named Raghu. Clever little boy. He was always visible, always vocal. He had a smart mind and a quick tongue. He was born smart. In his Kannada medium school, he was flying high. Until one day his dad decided and said, Raghu, I think it's time to shift you to English medium because that's where the growth is. And Raghu sat in his English medium class. He felt as if he had landed on Mars because everything was so alien, he didn't understand anything. And then the horror began. The test. He was ready to give his best, but he didn't understand any of the questions. And then there are a few questions which had lines, shapes and triangles, asking him to find the missing angles. He thought for a while to recollect his formulas, but he couldn't. He looked around, hoping somebody would show the answers, but nobody was ready to take any chances. Now, he thought again. Then Eureka moment happened. He pulled out his protractor and applied it on the question paper. 91 or 92 and marked 91.5 degrees. Safe. He similarly did for all the remaining missing angles. He had a strict teacher named Rupa ma'am. She shouted at him later, Raghu, you are getting zeros. All your answers are wrong. Were you daydreaming all along? It is supposed to be 90 degrees, a right angle triangle. Raghu innocently replied, Ma'am, who draws right angle triangle with 91.5 degrees then? I think the question should get zero, no? Not me. Raghu's wit and innocence saved the day for him that day. But when it came to his handwriting, oh no. It looked like an ECG graph. Nobody could understand. Now the teacher wanted to avenge the revenge. So she said, 2 pages of homework every day. 2 pages every day? Oh my God, no way, he felt. But rules were rules. Teachers were scary. Nobody could disobey them. And Raghu started doing his homework. It looked like he became like a little DJ doing the homework again and again. All homework and no play made him a little dull boy. But as always, Raghu had other ways. He innovatively came up with few ideas. He started doing his homework while he was walking to school. He started doing his homework while he was waiting at traffic signal. People started calling him the walking writing champ, but his parents called him the walking writing chimp because his handwriting never improved. When it came to cricket, he had cricket in his mind and homework in his hand. He had to juggle both. How, you may ask? He bowled with his right hand, and in his left hand he had few sheets for revision for the assignments and tests. That was a sight to behold. By now, you must have understood that Raghu hated school. He was an escape artist. He found ways to miss his school. So he and his friend nominated themselves for a drawing competition in Lalbagh, you see, far away from school. So these kids were drawn by Shabbu uncle, and he said, you draw here and stay here. No running around, okay? But Raghu had other ambitions. He drew quickly with zero precisions, and they chased for a free ice cream. Then they chased those pigeons. They wandered around and lost themselves. They ran in circles again and again, only to find the same streets and the same trees looked the same. They couldn't get back to the place. Meanwhile, Shabbu uncle on the other end of the park was searching. Raghu! Raghu! Where are you, Magoo? But on the other end, Raghu and his friends circling again and again. 2 hours had passed by. Then finally they found an exit gate. They ran straight towards it and found an auto uncle. And they requested, Uncle, can you take me to my grandmother's home? Your grandmother's home? Where is it, Buddha? Who is your grandmother? He said, Uncle, you don't know my grandmother's? Even my cousin sister knows it. You don't know? Auto uncle thought for a while. 2 kids all alone on a main road. Now something fishy is going to happen, I think. Is he going to kidnap these kids? Is he going to take them away to some shady place and traffic them? Only time will tell. By now, at Raghu's house, everybody had gathered, panicking and worrying. They had called the police. Police was walkie-talkie. Control room. A boy named Raghu, wearing khaki shorts and black shoes, missing from Lalbagh. All stations respond. Seeing all these things, stress level and panic peaked, and they were about to break down. Their parents were in tears. And at a distance, an auto came to a standstill. Raghu and his friend had guided the auto. He walked in casually, calmly, coolly, as if nothing had happened in a nonchalant way. And they were all awestruck, as if a ghost was coming in. And then, whack! His mother's slipper met the skin. Everybody started hitting him. Hit him! He says, Lalbagh and make us Bagh. And that Raghu was me. Now, in all this madness, you might think, what did I learn? From that protractor incident, I learned how to think out of the box. From this walking, reading, writing incident, I learned how to be innovative and do multitasking. And from this Lalbagh incident, I learned how to convince an auto driver to take to a point and to take the beatings. So if you ever get caught in a situation of confusion or chaos, just think like Raghu and you will figure it out, Magoo.
Veeresh, just to clarify, is your pet name written at home or this one? Yes, it is very fascinating. I'm born brought up in Bangalore, studied English medium, in fact, a convent down St. Mark's Road. But Raghu, if I may call you that, we share 2 things in common. I mean, you studied in English, they shifted to English medium, you couldn't understand the paper. Even though I studied in English from grade 1, I couldn't understand the paper. Secondly, in common, Raghu, my handwriting, it will challenge yours. Because I can't read my own handwriting. That's the closest I've been, come to being a doctor. Because of my handwriting. Only one thing I want to say. You were saying Raghu, where are you, Magoo? I want to say Raghu, Magoo, where were you all these days? I was much missing you. Okay, we're going to take a break now, but we're not going as far as Lalbagh. Mr. President, 5 minutes, right? I'm going to take things into my hands, Mr. President, don't get me wrong. 5 minutes won't do to network, connect with people. Much more than 5 minutes. Mr. Sheeb, 300 seconds. I'm very bad number in math. So we'll meet Mr. Timer. Please note 300 seconds. 5 minutes. Yes. Thank you, Sonal. Thank you so much. Yeah, prepared, we move to the second session, which is called Table Topics in Toastmasters parlance, where only the table topic master is prepared. But it's a wonderful skill possessed by you can speak off the cuff without preparation. The gentleman who's going to take this session forward, when I asked him what makes him happy, feeling the wind in his hair when he goes on long rides. He loves hitting the road where rubber meets tarmac. And when he goes on such long rides, he misses his mom's favorite food, which is chicken curry. He never chicken out when it comes to that. I asked him, what are you passionate about? I was surprised with the answer. He says, traveling the world for tours and treks and experiencing different types of food, cuisine and culture. This man, I may use the term, is a traveloholic. Today, your mind is going to travel with ideas because he's going to come up with different topics in the table topics. A gentleman with a lot of passion, a lot of joy, has always found his mojo when it comes to treks and also in Toastmasters. Please join me welcoming the table topic master for this evening, Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
There you go. All right, we've had the big Lakshmi Vadis and atom bombs, the prepared speeches. Now it's time for this Arabic, which is all these ball bijilis bursting immediately. Timer, we are running short of time, so we're going to be quick about this. So it's 1 minute, and then 1 minute 15 seconds it's red card. Correct? Everybody indeed? Yes. Let's run it quickly. All right. To give us a quick glimpse about something from their childhood. Okay? To tell us about their first school punishment. This made them secretly feel like a rebel hero. A school punishment which made them feel like a rebel hero. To tell us about that story, please welcome Toastmaster Bryan D'Souza.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. Like how one of the speakers mentioned, Toastmaster Veeresh, that with one hand used to bowl and the other hand used to write, I did the same. But one hand do nothing. In my class 10, my class 9 and 10 was filled with failures. There was only one exam where I passed in all subjects, that is the class 10 boards. But to help me with mathematics and all the crazy subjects, my teacher asked me to write in a practice notebook. We were supposed to write 5 pages a day. What I used to do, when ma'am asked for us to submit our books, I used to go to the washroom. That 5 pages didn't change for a week. After that, I got screwed up. Forget the teacher. My mother used to check my practice notebook. And now, because of that, by failing in math, I am now studying calculus as my professional degree.
Thanks for recognizing on calculus with me. I also have the same problem. Alright, to introduce us about the troubles of having WhatsApp groups with families, I tried to meditate, but had to run away from the family WhatsApp group. To tell us that story, please put your hands for Toastmaster Vivek Vijayan.
Oh, family WhatsApp group. This is the most dangerous group ever. So you have all these. The problem is a family WhatsApp group is that the real. I think you should stop recording this. The real color of people comes out. I have this uncle who acts very saintly, very saintly, as if not even talk to people. You should see from morning 6 a.m. to almost 11 p.m. Any useless forward it just dumps it into the WhatsApp group. And I don't know what is there to send good morning all the time. Good morning. Till almost 11 a.m. it's good morning and good night and all this. I'm exiting from this group. My mother looked at me and told you exit from any group, not from family groups. No exiting from family groups, do not. What is your problem? I mean, it created such a friction at home. Somebody else's message, okay? And it created such a friction at home. So you can't do anything about family WhatsApp groups. Just let's suffer it, and you can't even exit out of it. I think it's a kind of an occupational hazard or whatever you call it.
Moral of the story. Make sure your WhatsApp status is by invite only. Alright, good. So, we all know about today's theme, remember why we started. It, like Toastmaster DTM Vijay Anand said, it's not about just starting, it's about continuing, consistency. To tell us about their challenge with consistency, to tell us how they faced their gym, consistency to gym, Toastmaster Srinivas Vungarala.
Imagine a time in India where education was not easy for girls. Okay, and why I'm gonna tell that was it was in 1840 when Fatima Sheikh did a revolutionized idea that I will be opening a school for girls. And today we are speaking about gym, right? And those days going for a normal education was so difficult for people. That day I was very astonished with the spirit at which she took that initiative, because being from a part of community where education was not given to girl child, she started the first school for women. And today we reap the multiple things. Now, why I'm connecting this today? Imagine the theme, remember why you started. She remembered that day that she wanted to uplift the girl child. And if you want to uplift yourself healthy way, then gym is the right way to do it. Right?
Thank you for that, Toastmaster. Alright, to tell us about a childhood memory, to tell us about a teacher who believed in them more than anybody else around them. Let's put our hands to welcome Toastmaster Sonal.
It was 9th standard, and in my intro speech I have told you that we were 125 students, and that same 125 students came to 11th class. Now, I was a regular student, I didn't go tuition, so I was so regular that people know me that she comes every day. I remember I have just took one bunk, and that too we have shifted our house and I lost my socks. That's why I couldn't go to school. One day it happened, I was so favorite of that teacher that I knew that confidence, I am favorite. When you have that confidence, you will be more mischievous. I started doing something and she picked me up. She told me to stand on the podium. Now I was standing and I was like, why should I go alone there? And I asked my friend also to come, did some mischievous. Now both of us standing there, she was sitting here, we both of us were here, and we were doing something where whole class were looking at us and smiling at them. She got so pissed off, she just left the class, so that's the thing I was able to remember today. Thank you.
From believing it went to somewhere else, but that's what childhood is and with teachers, right? Alright, good. So to tell us something about a thing that they did to impress a crush. Could we welcome Toastmaster Ravivarma?
Talking about crush, when I joined a college, it's my first year. I saw my crush in the classroom, and I meet her like what she exactly likes, and I want to know what her likes and all, and I want to impress her. So what I done, I made a friend, befriend her friend, so that I can come to know like what she likes and all. Then her likes is like to become a steadiest person. Person should be at the top or should be a good learner. But there's a huge gap between that to be a that gap. So what I did, I started learning the subjects one by one, and I scored more than 80 plus. Then she started wondering, like, who is the guy scored this much marks? Then she started asking her friends about me, and finally, I made a big eye for her, and till now I keep in touch, but I haven't shown that I had a crush on her. I told her like till now. I had a crush on you.
Maybe send her the recording. Alright, good. Thank you for taking us down that. Alright, to quickly step up the pace here. Have you ever given a motivational speech so impressive that even you didn't believe it? Toastmaster Priyanka.
Have I ever given a motivational speech that I myself have got impressed? I don't know about that, but one thing that I realized when I played my presidential role at Bangalore Toastmasters Club, that I would get to know about a lot of people that I can get inspired. In our very own club, there are a lot of members. When I heard about Kamlesh's story, his journey, how he started, he had a problem with the language and how he learned English and now he's so successful in his career. But that we have many members in our club today that we can really take their story as an example to succeed in life. That has been a big turning point for me, which made me reflect on myself and work on myself. And a place like Toastmasters, where you get people who are always motivated, then even if you are not motivated or even if you don't intend to motivate anyone, you will automatically motivate someone for just being here and learning what you want to do and what you want to be. The way I just see people around and get motivated, people seeing me also in some form would get motivated. So we all are here to motivate each other. Over to you.
For those who don't know, she's our chief motivator in charge. Alright, now to slightly change topics. My parents wanted a doctor. And I ended up a PowerPoint specialist. To tell this story, should we invite Asha Tulsiyan, Toastmaster Asha. My parents wanted a doctor. I became a PowerPoint specialist.
Good evening, Toastmasters and good evening, members. Like parents' expectations are always different than what we children think. So parents always want us, and they have very high hope from us, and yes, and we have a hope which is actually catering to our dreams. So, yeah, so similarly my parents, but it was a little different in my case. My parents left it to me what I wanted to be in my career. But most of the parents I have seen, and also from the children I have heard, their parents always wanted the children to be either a doctor or an engineer. That's what our tradition has been. So, so I see thankfully I was not a part of that. And yes, I'm an engineer by profession. So though my parents did not expect me to be an engineer, or they did not expect me to be a doctor either, but yeah, somehow I landed up to be an engineer by choice. And when I landed up, yeah, I had other dreams again. So yeah, dreams kept changing. So yes, thank you.
May the dreams always be refreshed and keep chasing them. Good. So to tell us about their, if procrastination was an Olympic sport. If procrastination was an Olympic sport, I will win the gold medal. Telling this story, Toastmaster Bhavana.
I do procrastinate a lot, and I keep everything to the end, but then I somehow make come out with the best results because of the pressure, the stress. I believe that I work best under the stress rather than when I'm not in stress. I give out some of the best works or give out some of the best results when I'm in stress and not when I have all the free time in the world. I think that is definitely not a good way to do things, but then it helps me, right? So procrastination helps me in a way, but then if I have to tell someone, suggest someone or give someone my advice, please do not procrastinate because it is really stressful, and the stress that we go on, that is not worth, the stress is not worth the sleepless nights that you go through. That is
We all learn lessons every time we procrastinate. Somebody said creativity comes out of procrastination. Well, so be it. Good. So tell us something about. This is going to be. So everybody makes decisions. To tell us about a time they made a life-changing decision. A life-changing decision based on astrology or worse, Instagram. Toastmaster Puneeth. Life-changing decision. All the best.
I've always been fascinated by numbers. And when I was very young, at a wedding, my father introduced me to an elderly gentleman in the Marwari community who was equally fascinated with numbers and had studied numerology. And I really caught up with him at that wedding because I was fascinated and he was eager to teach as well. Subsequently, I would sometimes visit his house and we would sit in his immensely big parking lot with a coffee and we would play around with numbers and figure out what's happening, trying to connect current affairs with birth dates and trying to predict what happens to this person. And I was really fascinated by this. He would recommend me books and I would try to find it online. These are hard to find books because there are so many different approaches to numerology. And I would find it online and try to figure out how it would work, and I would study only my aspects that were relevant to me. Like I am a 6, my destiny number is 1. I would just read those bits up and I would leave the rest. It was very fascinating because every time I would go back to him when there was a big business decision, the name Galata Productions, I was very upset that Galata was not even a word in Kannada. I thought it was a word. But then it's grammatically incorrect. So all of those were vetted by him, and I'm so glad that so many of them have worked out for me. I believe there's harmony in numbers if only we could see them and use it to our advantage. Thank you and back.
always be open for. Alright, so to tell us about the next thing, what do I miss more? 90s cartoons or having no back pain? 90s cartoons or having no back pain? To tell us the story, Toastmaster Srinivas. Please.
How many of you are here 90s and 80s kids? Yeah, some hands which is not raising. I will consider they could be Gen Z or 2K kids or 70s kids. We all like cartoons, right? Those days, cartoons are our YouTube channel. We watch, we enjoy every moment, even without any single dialogue, with the harmonious sound from our Tom and Jerry. We enjoy a lot. But things have been changed. People looking at cartoons have been changed. There are some millions of views has gone for some cartoons which kids really watch, which is actually taking very long time. Every 3 seconds the cartoon is changing, which actually makes them to go involved with respect to that. Well, coming back, when you go through that, you're not sitting properly. You have to fix your back. To fix your back, please contact me. Please contact me to fix your back. Over to you.
Alright. So today's theme is about remember where we started. Today you hear a lot of expert speakers, but everybody started somewhere. To tell us about their first ever stage appearance, fidgety and sweaty, let's put our hands to welcome Toastmasters and Aranha. Your first stage experience.
Every space is a stage, and everyone who comes on it has a character to play. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
So my first stage appearance is something that I don't really remember, but I've seen pictures of it. My parents, I don't know what they were thinking. They dressed me up as Jawaharlal Nehru and they put me on stage. And there are like 6 pictures. And as you look at the pictures, you can see the dread on my face, right? Like you can see me being forced, you know, when you're going for the first time somewhere, the parents are on stage first and they're pulling you, and you are not really interested. And you can see the tears rolling up and all of that. When I looked at that, I was like, why would they do that to me? But, you know, they say that everything that someone does for you is something that, like today when I'm standing here in front of you, I know my parents have played a little part in making that possible. So today when I look at that, I'm thankful for them, onwards and upwards.
Don't be all owed to our parents. Don't be all owed to our mentors for that one gentle push into that uncomfortable zone. Good. So that's where we started. Now there is something that we all would have gone through as a rite of passage, or most of us would have gone through as a rite of passage in childhood. It's to learn to ride a vehicle, typically a cycle. Now boys don't do it simply. There is heroism, there is bruises, there is falling. To tell us the story of his own cycling first time, Toastmaster Chiranth. Your first time riding a cycle.
First time riding a cycle. So yeah, I think I've explained it, but like let me refresh the memory of Toastmasters again. Because for every boy's dream, it's not a bike or it's not a car, it always starts with a bicycle. Okay, similarly, I had a dream and I asked my father, it's not like asked, you know, what do we say? Not beg, I don't beg. pretend my father was or something. Ultimately, he decided to get a bicycle for me, and it came with the extra 2 pairs of feet. You know, as a caring father, he thought like I might fall down, and he had that extra training wheels. It's called training wheels. It was supposed to balance it, but for me, yeah, I sat on the bike and I was not falling down due to that, thanks to that training wheels. But I didn't know how to pedal. So a genius idea came to me that I took my bicycle to a steep hill, on top of a steep hill, and I just really nudged myself. And well, I was immersed in the joy of riding a bicycle, but then I got to know that I don't know how to do a brake, how to apply a brake. So the next moment, the immediate thing that came to my mind is just close your eyes and everything will be okay. But nothing was okay. I was with bruise and all those things when I opened my eyes. But the one thing I learned is like my mother is a caring mother when she attended my wounds at that time. Yeah, that is my
Thank you for taking us back those downhill on the cycling. Good. Now, with that, I believe we come to the end of this evening. There are still a lot more names I would have called, but time is finite and memories are infinite. Remember the theme, where you started, and keep the pinnacle in your sights, and the journey is always joyful. With that, over to David, Toastmaster of the Day.
This won't do. This applause, I think, is just a trial rehearsal. All rehearsed. Let's give it up for Pradeep, Padmanabhan. I know there are many members in the house who did not get a chance to speak. Some apologies. There are many. We'll see how we can incorporate that. Now, moving to the third and final session, the general evaluation session. Now, this gentleman, I asked him what makes him happy. Most people, it's one thing. But this gentleman, it's two. A good book and piping hot coffee. I presume not filter coffee? MTR coffee. Oh, perhaps MTR coffee. Thank you, President. I asked him what's his favorite food. And I wasn't surprised with the answer because he's going to come up on stage shortly and he's so lean, so fit, lean but not mean. Lovely gentleman, not at all mean, very lean and fit. His favorite food, North Karnataka, Jodad roti. It explains why he's so slim in the blink of hope. I asked him what he's passionate about. Sample this. He said, stretch goals. I mean, I don't have any goals. This gentleman has stretch goals. I'm reading you what that is one week after meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to stretch your goals when it comes to improving your public speaking skills. Please join me in welcoming the chief of today's meeting, Toastmaster Ganesh Pai. Round of applause, please.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening. Good evening. The theme for today's meeting is Remember Why You Started. At the core, this theme represents a question. And questions are a powerful tool of the mind. Questions give direction to the mind, while answers unfold the path. And questions are what intelligent people really seek for. Mohan Pai, former CFO of Infosys and someone who's been a key architect in building Infosys to a behemoth it has turned out to be, always used to insist people to ask him questions. And his juniors used to sort of just be confused as to why is this person so hell-bent on giving answers. Then one day, one junior sheepishly went and asked him, "So, why do you want us to ask you questions? We want to show off that you know more than us, or what's the reason?" And Mohan Pai, in his typical trademark style, in your face, said, "You know what? When you ask questions, I can gauge whether a person is intelligent or stupid. So for me, that's the barometer to gauge you on." So
This is the trait of the intelligent minds, and history is replete with such instances, right? When Isaac Newton asked why did apple fall, led to discovery of gravity. Swami Vivekananda asked where is God, and it marked the spiritual license. And closer home, when Dr. Ralph C. Smedley asked himself, can we have a supportive environment where we can produce leaders and communicators? That led to what we all cherish today, the beginning and the birth of Toastmasters. So friends, I think that the theme is something very disguised way of the outgoing committee giving a parting message to the incoming committee that folks, whenever the things get difficult, you think it is easy to give up and odds are against you, please pause and remember why you started. Because that's all we have done for the last 6 months. So with that, I think it's time I remember why I started and get on with the general evaluation. First to come on stage was Sergeant Adams, Toastmaster Amrit Kaur. And when I saw her, first impression, as in I've seen her in the initial, as in all 6 months, working, moving around like a live wire. And today, when I came, she was just standing there and gave me an impression like someone who's serving notice period. Just not bother what's happening. My last hurrah. So, but that was the. I think if there's an effortlessness, there's an effort behind it, and that is what was there for us to see. And her final act on the stage was absolutely impressive. Sparkle in her step, the way she jumped. You can go and watch the YouTube video. The twinkle, the sparkle in her eyes, the smooth body language, and the flawless speech, all are sort of evidence to the transformation what we have seen in her, and doing week in, week out for all 26 weeks, setting the stage and ensuring we have a great outing here. Can we all give a louder applause for those There's just a couple of feedbacks. When you said, I'm going to invite someone for one last time, she had almost heart in his mouth. He was like, where am I? But I guess that was just on a lighter way. Good job, Amrit, and really proud of the way you have evolved as a speaker and a leader, and now stepping into larger shoes. All the best for being a leader. Next in was President Sheeb, and he promptly called in Secretary Mahesh Lokesh. And Mahesh, as always, he means business. Comes on stage, great executive summary of the Secretary report. Crisp, succinct, sharp. I mean, there is absolutely when Mahesh is on stage, there are you can't expect anything other than just he's very focused that way. And today was no different. And he has such a benchmark for this role of doing this tirelessly for 26 months, ensuring we get the report promptly, Saturday, Sundays, at as earliest as possible. Only one feedback, Mahesh, when you spoke, you predominantly were using your right hand, and the left hand was, or rather, I think left hand and right hand was pretty dormant. Maybe just be free, enjoy the stage, and that's something you just want to look at. But I mean, we all must give a loud applause to Toastmasters. Next, we had the effervescent, charming, magnanimous, running out of adjectives, President Sheeb for one last time. and like always, he never ceases to surprise me. The humor and the way he crafts his message, breaking all the modes of a presidential address. All through we have seen, right? The stories are very rooted from the personal life, not quoting Churchill and the likes of them. Very grounded stories. And today also started with a very intriguing question. why we all joined Toastmasters, or what business Toastmaster is. It really made me pause and think for a moment. What business are we in? Like that, he has picked the knack of picking the curiosity of people, holding their attention, and then like a Pied Piper, he takes us to where he wants us to take. And today also he had a very nice story, again born out of personal experiences, and eventually driving to the point on the theme of the day. Very well done. Great introduction to Toastmaster Vijayan. We got to witness his Vishu Darshan, right? I mean, he's in all that he does in India and outside India, including Thailand. Now I was wondering, why the sudden glow in Vijay's face? Maybe we'll talk offline. Great stuff, Toastmaster. One just nitpick I would say. I think there is excessive usage of throughout the address. We can just watch out. Otherwise, great job, and someone who's been leading this club enthusiastically, do speech crafters so much on his shoulders, and did this aplomb. Can you please give a thunder of applause to Vijay? We had Toastmaster of the Day, PM Vijay, Anand. And it was episode 2 of the Great Indian Couple Show, season 3, right from the get-go. And the way Vijay was unleashing humor at will, it was a laugh riot. And how did he start? With the nice wordplay, Kushi, Akash, like I was wondering these characters, and I knew, knowing him, he'll link it somewhere. But the way he linked the whole thing was beautiful. Udemy and connecting with the dummies like us was flawless. But the pinnacle of his humor was when he told us the whole history of when women were inducted into Toastmasters. Any feminist movement activist would have walked with a sword, and how Vijay turned the table, right, saying, women never needed Toastmasters. Toastmasters needed women more than brilliant. Only Vijay could do it. Amazing. And the intros were as well. Brilliantly done. Especially for the tag team. I don't think for a long time I've never seen such an innovative way of introducing the tag team, like timer and how he goofed up with his time, R counter and her aha moment, grammarian, and the way he messed up with gender was brilliantly done. I mean, this is for notes, and we should actually document this in the club documents. Brilliantly done. One feedback if I make, I thought some of the intros were a little cookie cutter, like favorite food, the passion, and the happiness. Maybe you could have picked different facets of the personality and presented to the club. That would have been amazing. But I must say this was a masterclass on being a Toastmaster of the day. Kept the energy levels high throughout the meeting. I think Vijay deserves the amazing, huge Then we dived into the debate speech session, and the first speaker, Toastmaster Nitesh, and his evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal. May I request Toastmaster Vishal to come up on the stage?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the speaker in particular. I know your speech title was Wrong Turn, but you coming on the stage was definitely the right turn of events. Now, the way I'm going to evaluate your speech is first I will enumerate all the things I loved about your speech, and then a few recommendations that I have, and a few general suggestions. Now, coming to what I loved about your speech. You had engaging humor. I don't think there was even a single minute in your speech that the audience was not laughing. So you have, I recommend, whatever you're doing, start a startup comedy or something on the side. Now coming to the next thing I loved about your speech is you had excellent use of pauses. For example, when you were talking about Mahesh was confident, but you gave a pause and then said, we were not. No, that built a microsecond of suspense, and although we knew what was coming next, it helped push the point even harder. Now the next thing I really love is the emerging body language. For example, when the car was going back on a hill, you started going back on stage. And this helped engage the audience further. Now a few suggestions that I have that can take your speech from one pinnacle to another is the use of vocal variety. Now, many places, for example, when your two friends went to check out a road ahead and came back and told you, right? Here you could have used something like a dialogue. For example, you could have said, they came to us and said, "Bhai, road to sahi hai, ja sakte hai." Change your voice to make it sound like they're not people that you can trust. Now, the second thing is, I'd recommend move around on stage a little more. For example, when the first time you encountered death, or you came close to death, you said that the car went left and then right. So you could have done something like this. You could have said, the car went right and then just went left, to engage the audience a little more. Now, a few general suggestions that I have is you began the speech, but the audience wasn't settled yet. So you could have given 5 more seconds for the audience to stop clapping and then started off your speech. The second thing is, when you're giving a presentation, I would strongly recommend wearing formals, because it really helps the audience perceive, and you also feel confident. I think it was Oscar Wilde who said you can never be overdressed or overeducated. Now, all in all, you did a great job. You already went to the peaks of your card, but I think this speech was also in one of the pinnacles there, and I'm sure that you will keep going ahead, reaching new pinnacles. Over to you, General Manager.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal, for a critical evaluation. And I think whoever who said comedy is a serious business, I think they were referring to Nitesh, because the way he can say some of these things, the deadpan reaction, amazing. And Nitesh, I also had a trouble with Google Maps, but this time driver was not Mahesh, it was Ganesh. So, the story sounded well. Big round of applause to both Nitesh and Toastmasters. Then we had Raghu Elidia Magu, and yes, second speech was delivered by Toastmaster Veeresh. May I request his very request for prominence in this also.
For a humorous speech, the title Raghu Elidia Magu, that itself is interest, and to see what more is coming. You are speaking for the 4th time, engaging humor, and you are required to present this speech, adapting the earlier evaluation, body language, as well as vocal variety. Your title, as I said, very appreciable, inquisitive, and everybody, and including particularly me, was looking for something coming in. Then, you are full of confidence. Imagine for a 4th time coming here and presenting. No fear at all. Body language was very good. You used your hands well. Eye contact, excellent for a speaker. Then bowling, yes. Right hand and reading. Traffic lights, look at traffic lights. Yeah. Good. Practice very well, but so far the vocal variety is concerned, there is slight improvement, requires some more efforts. But you can't help it because there were 6 characters You, your father, teacher, then your uncle who dropped you at the Lal Park, then the auto driver, police officer, control room. They had to make in attempt, this attempt, fourth attempt is very difficult. But you shall you made a good effort there. One more aspect I would appreciate you is your own life story when you was very simple, but gave a presentation. When you find it difficult to search for speeches, search for topics, what is the job you have done it, and the body as well as conclusion. Very smooth transitions were there, no hiccup anyway. Good job, excellent presentation. Congratulations for your efforts.
Thank you, sir, for a wonderful evaluation. And I share Vijay's thoughts. Veeresh, where were you all these days? we really missed you. And I think if there was metro, maybe you would have taken Alba metro station. Maybe that's why you joined metro. So a loud applause for both Vivek and then we had the table topic session and Toastmaster Pradeep took the stage by the storm, high on energy and nice set of topics, right? I mean, he had, if I were to put in one sentence, it was horses for the courses. They had chosen the people and the topics so nicely. So some of the new words, they will get to talk on light topics, and the veterans here were really challenged. So that way, I think he did his homework very well and balanced it out very well. And the way he connected after the each table topic speaker was also very nice. That way, very attentive, listening, including, amazing job. Just one feedback, I think you started quite abruptly. Maybe a little bit of a context setting, mood setting, if I may say, would have helped. But otherwise, I guess that's a very small thing. I'm sure you will take care of that. But otherwise, overall, a brilliant table topic session. Many got to speak and they were very comfortable. And that's the hallmark of a good table topic master. So I think he deserves a huge round of applause. Let's put your hands together. Now let's turn the spotlight on my three musketeers who've been putting their head down and meticulously listening, watching everything that is unfolding on stage. First up, let me call time of the day Toastmaster Imtiaz.
Good evening once again. So I would like to congratulate all the speakers. They have won the competition. They have won the competition for the next round that is going to happen in the next week. Thank you.
Saving time. Okay. Our counter report, may I request Toastmaster Shweta to just present our report.
Hello again. Here's my report for today's meeting. People who have not used any of the filler words were Amrit, Veeresh, Bryan, Srinivas, Sonal, Priyanka, Srinivas, P, Alan. People who have used less than 5, Vijayan, Nitesh, Vivek, Puneeth, Chiranth, and Sheeb. People who have used more than 5 filler words, Vishal, Pradeep, Ravi, Asha, and Ganesh. Thank you.
Secretary, please leave that last. Thanks, Toastmaster Shweta. For preliminary report, may I request Toastmaster Puneeth to come on stage?
I think we had a power-packed session today with a lot of good speeches because in my register I can see more good uses than not so good uses. Starting with good uses, sell leaders to a occupied, look like 7 notice period, ladies you are born, speaker second luck, no taxes for wrong answers, His handwriting looked like ECG graph. Stress is not words, sleepless nights, journey is always joyful. Need improvement, that was mistake number 1. It would have been, which was first mistake. No precisions, it would have been 0 precisions, it would have been no precision. Coming to uses of word of the day, Toastmaster Vijay used Pinnacle in his speech. Overall, we had a good outdoor session. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmasters. Just one feedback to the tag team and in particular, try to bring in a bit of innovation the way you present it, just so that it is just not, it's a thankless job at the end of the day, but how can you bring in something new so that people look up to what you have to say here. So just think about it when you take the role next time. The password for the voting is 2706. Request all of you to cast the vote. Okay, friends, this meeting marks the end of the term Jan to June 2025, and to ensure we had an amazing 6 months of Toastmaster experience, there were our ex-com committee members, the leaders who were chosen at the beginning of the term, putting their head down, tirelessly managing their Toastmaster commitments while everything around them was anyway happening. So, not an easy thing. I've been part of the committee, and it takes a lot of toll on each one of the committee members to really put up this show every Friday, week after week. So, may I request all of you to just rise up and give a standing ovation to outgoing committee members. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh Pai, for taking us through this wonderful session. He definitely deserves a thunderous round of applause. Please give it up for Toastmaster Ganesh Pai. Okay, so before I sign off, just remind about the theme. Being in Toastmasters professionally, personally, we all start out with a lot of fanfare, a lot of enthusiasm. Keep that fire burning. Just ask yourself why you started, relevance, importance, and keeps you going. With that, it's back to the president.
Do you know the secret behind such a beautiful performance? The way he performed in Panache, you know the secret? There are three secrets behind that. That's Mamda, Bhavana, and Prerna. I mean love, imagination, and inspiration. Give a huge round of applause for Now I request our founder, President, Toastmaster, to come here and release the newsletter for the term. And I request Toastmaster Bhavana, Toastmaster Priyanka, Toastmaster Srinivas, and Toastmaster Vishal to be here. Please. Chaitra, you can also come. Chaitra, where's Chaitra? at his hometown due to some family emergency. So Prakash has worked so hard. Along with Prakash, I need to mention the contributions of definitely Toastmaster Bhavana. She has worked so hard, following up with members. Toastmaster Srinivas, and obviously with a huge support from Vishal and Toastmaster Priyanka. I know that you were the force behind that. And a special mention to Bhavana's brother also, because he also, even though he's not a Toastmaster, but that is the beauty of Toastmasters, right? Yes. So, please round of applause. The best auxiliary road taker award goes to Shweta Prasad, Toastmaster Shweta Prasad. The best table topic speaker award goes to Toastmaster Srinivas Reed. Toastmaster Vijayan. The best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Vishal Vasant Kumar. The best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Toastmaster Veeresh J. Come back so quickly so that we can finish the photographs. I think we are slightly running late. We finish the budget also. One last time. So with the snacks, we have special snacks today because the last pinnacle, I think last we have special snacks today. Please have it. And for the guests, our incoming VP membership toast, he's already on the job. Toastmaster Vivek will take you after getting your snacks, please go outside and he will brief you about the Toastmasters and whatever questions you have. So with this, one last time. I close meeting 1, 4, 8. Okay. We are not adjourning now. So I think we can have the snacks and come back, right?